as I said earlier, I am Atachi Joshua, and then I started schooling at Breman AIP Catholic School in the Central Region, and then moved further to the same Catholic JHS, and went to Breman Istikuma Senior High School, which is also in Central Region, and then lastly in UHAS as tertiary. Thank you.
Okay. So on your academic slip, there is the detailed academic result.
Yes, please.
There is FGPA,
Yes, please.
2.64. But from what is also on the listen, it states it's having 3.55. So what's the...
Okay, thank you for the question. I requested for the transcript from Hohoe, that's academic affairs from Hohoe. So when I got it, I didn't have any idea about the FGP. So when I saw that the FGPA is different from the CGPA, I consulted one of the aspirants, and she said hers is the same as the FGP. The FGP and the CGPA are the same. So I went to the IT office here and then spoke with the man, Mr. Schneider, and he called Hohoe, and they said it's an internal problem, so they can't solve it within the week or within the month. It will take more than a month. So I should come. If anything, he gave me his contact that if anything, I should call him so that I speak with him. So yesterday, I put it before the EC that this is the problem that I have on my transcripts that I got. Thank you.
Okay, so kindly provide us with your index number and...
Should I go?
So can you open it?
Mr. Joshua, you are welcome once again.
Thank you, sir.
So, Mr. Joshua, can you kindly tell us why you are here this evening?
Please come again.
Can you tell us why you are here?
Oh, okay, please. Please, I am here to be vetted because of the position that I am aspiring for.
Okay, so what's vetting?
Okay, I would say vetting, to my understanding, my own understanding, it's you'll be questioned, and then or you be asked some questions, then you'll be giving answers based on the portfolio that I'm going for.
So vetting is just about.
I'm relating it to what we have now.
You know, I'm putting the question to you.
Yes, please.
In your own opinion, okay?
Yes, please.
Why do you think vetting is necessary? Why? What is it? Why is it necessary?
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
for the
we
question.
understand that you are vying for a position.
Yes, please.
So why do you think we are vetting you? Why?
Okay, thank you for the question. I think vetting is important because for you to be trusted that you know what you are going for or you qualify for what you are aspiring for. Thank you.
Come again with the answer.
You asked that why do I think vetting is important?
Yeah, that's what I asked.
And I'm saying that vetting is important because it will make it possible, or it will show that either you qualify for the position you are aspiring for in terms of what we have now.
Okay, so as you are there right now, do you think you are qualified for the portfolio you are vying for?
I will say yes.
Okay, all right. So tell me some of the skills that you think you have to occupy this portfolio.
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, as the saying goes that passion, or one with a passion, is better than one with an interest. I see myself to be someone who is gifted when it comes to writing. And then also, based on this, me being good when it comes to writing, I am a type that I can listen to, either when it comes to lectures, I can listen to the lecturer and then make salient point from whatever that he says. So I think based on this, I will use this opportunity to serve the people that are around me.
Okay, so that one is like a lecturer dictating, or you listening to your lecturer whilst lecturing, and then you'll be writing. Yes, most of the students do that. So can I say that, in as much as you said this is the only skills that you have, can we go and bring someone who also have the same skills to occupy this portfolio? Can we go and do that?
Okay, thank you for the question. I will say no, because they gave us the opportunity that anyone who is interested in such a position should pick please 200. Yes, please.
Yes.
I will say no because we were given the opportunity that anyone who is...
No. Yes, we know that the opportunity was given.
Yes.
The forum was opened, like anyone who wants to vie for a position should come for a form. Yes, we know that. I am asking you that, what skills or experience do you have to qualify you for this office? And you are saying that ability to listen and write whilst a lecturer is lecturing or dictating. And I'm asking you that, so in case we have a candidate, someone who has not come for the form, and he also has the same ability, has the same skills, can we take that person and drop you?
No, please.
Why? So what makes you an exceptional?
Okay, because I have the ability to serve the people in terms of this.
In terms of what?
In terms of me using the knowledge that I have when it comes to me listening to people, then making salient points out of whatever that they say to serve the people. And I see myself to be someone who is gifted when it comes to writing, and then, yes, please, I would say it, writing.
Okay, so you are coming to vie, you are vying for secretary portfolio,
yes.
right?
Yes, please.
Okay. can you just give me two functions, or let me make it 3 functions of a secretary?
Okay, yes, please. Thank you for the question. So, I would say a secretary functions as or keeping and maintaining true records of minute reports. That's one. And then the next one I would say is that a secretary serves as a link between the administration and then the students. You said 2.
Said 3.
3. Okay. Then the next one I will also say is that the secretary serves as a communicator between students and then SRC.
Okay. So when we take your CV,
Yes,
okay,
please.
I am not seeing any part, okay, that
Yes.
states your experience in this portfolio. So why do you think you are qualified? Like, why?
Thank you for the question.
And then the next question is, answer these 2 questions for me. Can you give us 2 or 3 examples from your past? You have some leadership skills here, right?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
So can you give us 2 examples from your past as to how you have helped make a difference during your tenure of office
Okay, please.
with this?
Thank you for the question. If I got you, well, the first question is I should
I am not seeing any experience here relating to secretariat job. Okay. So why this portfolio?
Okay, thank you for the question. Please, per my CV there, I have been a member of, please, can I get a copy of the, because it's more than what you requested for. The CV, it's more than that.
You can come for this one.
Thank you. Okay, so please, page 2. I've been a member of Young Artists Association from 2016 up till now. So, in that association, what we do is that we
I
write.
want it brief.
Okay.
Don't talk lengthy. I just want you to talk brief. Just simple.
So, I've been helping in writing of books.
So all what you know is writing. Okay, fine. You spoke about communication, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. How would you establish positive public relations between the SRC and the students?
Okay.
As you are talking now about communication, how would you establish that?
Thank you for the question. Okay, so I'll create a WhatsApp platform that will be sharing information to students through that.
So, okay. So are you trying to tell me that the current SRC,
Yes, please.
the province, they don't have any SRC platform to disseminate information to students?
Please, they do.
Okay.
So I'll build on it.
You build on it.
Yes, please.
So, okay, since you are going to build on it, what new thing are you going to do when you are vetted into or when you are elected into office?
Okay, please. Thank you for the question. What I'm going to base on to build on it is that I know that it's not all the students that receive the information that they share. Because I personally, sometimes it's not all the information that I get. But the WhatsApp, the kind of WhatsApp that I'm using, I won't broadcast the message. When it comes to broadcasting message, it's not everyone that will get it, unless otherwise you have the person's contact. But this one, you can send it to anyone, even if you don't have the person's contact. So I'll use that to share information.
So that goes back to the question I asked.
Yes,
The current administration, how do they disseminate information to the students' body?
Yes, please. Thank you for the question. So it's the same, but as I said earlier on, me personally, I see it that it's not all the students. So I'll build on it and make sure that every.
How?
That's what. Okay.
How?
Thank you.
How are you going to do that?
Okay.
It's not the student that receive messages from the SRC, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. So what difference are you going to make to that? Then we will say, oh, since Mr. Joshua came into office, this is what he did, and we were having informations regularly. Okay. What are you going to do?
Thank you for the question. Honorable Sam, when we were in level 100, he created a platform for us named Student Portal. Student Portal. So I'll build on that. I'll build on that and make sure that the information reaches every student on campus.
I know he's here, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so he will ask question on that. I don't know anything about that.
Yes, please.
I'm leaving that to him, so he will.
All right, thank you, sir.
Ask you question on that. As a secretary, right?
Yes, please.
You are going to work with other executives.
Yes, please.
Can you just name some of the executives you are going to work with?
Okay, thank you for the question. So I'll be working with the president, that's the provincial president.
Yes.
And then I'll also be working with the treasurer.
Okay.
And then I'll also be working with the NUCs. The NUCs, I can.
Okay. You mentioned the treasurer, right?
Yes.
So can you tell me why it is important to have a treasurer?
Okay, please. Thank you for the question. So the reason why I think I will be working with the treasurer is that, please, I'm coming. Okay, thank you for the question. I think I'll be working with the treasurer because I believe in teamwork. So I think if we team up, regardless of his or her position, if we come together, it might be that I may be weak at some point, and then she, being the treasurer, will have an idea of the position that I'm aspiring for. So I think it will be of help to me. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Atta.
Yes, sir.
Since you have a copy of the CV, I want you to tell me to read out your hobbies.
Please come again.
I want you to read out your hobbies you indicated in your CV.
Okay, please. Please, my hobbies are reading, music, and then football.
Okay. Did you made mention of something like I like writing?
No, please.
Yes. You made mention that you like writing.
Yes, please.
And you are saying no.
You.
I asked.
Sorry to.
Did you
I
make
don't
mention of you like writing?
Yes, please.
Good, good. So why didn't you indicate it, or that one is not part of your hobbies?
Oh, okay. Thank you for the question. It's part of my hobby, but the reason is reading is something that I like most. But pertaining to the position that I'm aspiring for, that's why I used writing instead of reading.
Okay. So as part of your mandate,
Yes.
good. You are supposed to take minutes,
Yes.
right? Would you prefer using computer or you prefer using paper?
Okay. Thank you for the question. Using computer to paper.
Good. Are you good at typing?
Yes, please, but not perfect, best. But I can do whatever I am
So
to do.
taking minutes with a computer and writing, which one will be faster for you?
Honestly, writing will be faster for me.
So why did you go for computer?
Okay, thank you for the question. I will go in for the computer because as time moves on, things are changing. So, and then there's a say that practice makes perfect. So the more I practice, the more perfect I become. So even though if I compare writing to typing, I know that I am good in writing to typing. So I know as time goes on, as I'm keeping on typing, I'll be perfect.
Okay, so what differences will it make if you write and you type later, what difference will it make?
Thank you for.
Because wait, you are not good at typing, and you decide to type while a meeting is going on. One, I don't know your word per minute, but you may delay.
Yes.
So why don't you rather write and type later?
Okay, thank you for the question. It might be, maybe I didn't get the question. Well, I thought you were asking that, will I prefer typing to writing? I think that's the question that you asked me, but not relating it to, as in the work that I'll be doing.
I asked you, in the process of taking minutes,
Yes.
which one will you prefer? Typing or writing on paper? And you chose typing, and you told me that because it's what we are in a new era. And yes. Okay. So let me ask you a few questions. In typing, right? In typing, when are you supposed to bold, and when are you not supposed to bold, and mention two fonts that are appropriate when typing minutes?
Okay. Thank you for the question. The first question is that when do I supposed to bold the thing, and when? Okay, so me personally, when I am typing, most of the times the topic I bold in it, but the body itself I don't bold in it. That's the first question that you asked. I don't know if I've answered it as you wanted. And then yes, the font to, is it the font size or the font style? Okay, please. Thank you for the question. So in Word, I use Times New Roman. Yes, please. That's what. Okay. Then sometimes too, I use Calibre.
Okay, so Joshua.
Yes, please.
You said, I think you quite mentioned, you said you are part of a group. You are part of a group. That's right.
Yes, please.
Very good. And when I checked your transcript, academic writing, A, first semester.
Yes.
Second semester, A.
Yes, please.
So I want you to reference this for me. So your name, you are the one who wrote this article.
Yes.
So your name. And the article title is Prevalence of Malaria in Volta Region. Prevalence of malaria in Volta Region.
Okay.
It was published in 2022. In the Public Health Journal. So I want you to, your name.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I want you to. Oh, just tell me, you don't need to write it.
Okay, so my name, I'll start with my name.
So tell me how you're going to represent her.
Okay, so Atachi Joshua, full stop. Okay. Please, which year should I
2022.
use? 2022, okay.
So start again. You start as APA format.
Okay, please.
Oh, you start.
Atachi Joshua.
Okay, it's okay. Why is Atachi starting first?
Sorry.
Why is it starting first?
I've-
When you are
I was-
referencing in
yes.
APA, what starts first?
I was confused, sorry.
What starts first?
The surname should start.
What's your surname?
Atachi.
It's your surname.
Yes, please.
But do you know in academic writing, if you are asked for your name, which one should come first? If someone meets you or you're writing a document, which one should come first?
Okay, thank you for the question. My understanding, I know surname is supposed to come first.
Surname is supposed to come first.
Yes, please.
So with the school, let's have a look at your transcript. Your school started with Atache, comma, Joshua. And you wrote Atache, Joshua, no comma. Do you think these two are the same people? Why is that when there's a surname, there's a comma? The surname starts, there's a comma.
Yes, please.
Before the other names follow. Why?
Okay.
But if I'm writing my name first, the the other name Joshua first, there's no comma.
Please.
It's a format which has been accepted. So if someone is called Sam Joseph, is it the same person as Joseph Sam? There's no comma in the name. Sam Joseph. And the same, you see another document with Joseph Sam. Do they belong to the same person? There's no comma in the name.
I would say no.
So then, that means that your CV and your transcript do not belong to you.
Okay.
No, because analysis just made. So do not let stress if you don't have any lesson because you've made the analysis here. And you are saying you're involved in writing. You're involved in writing. And you know that these writings are rules in English language.
Yes, please.
That if your surname comes first, there should be a comma. But you are a secretary, and you are writing. So so Mr. Sam Joseph, his name is His Excellency Sam Joseph Sam.
Yes, please.
Can't it be possible that his surname can be Joseph? So then if you write Joseph Sam, then there's write Sam Joseph, and he denies that he gave the authority to write it. What then are you going to do? It's just name. That's the first thing. So your CV and your document do not match. So then, which one belongs to you? Because now it's not you. I didn't want you to reference in AP. I just wanted to know which of your surname first, if you know that. And if you know that, how to present your document. So do they belong to you?
Yes, please, they do.
But two different names.
Okay.
Okay, so let's continue.
Okay, thank you.
Secretary and this are the mistakes. So now, this is the first mistake I've identified.
Yes, please.
Okay, next one.
Thank you for that.
You said, point 3, students can only feel like they are part of the SRC if they are well informed about SRC issues. The communication chiasm between students and the SRC stems from students being kept in the dark about what occurs within the SRC. It is in this view that my work seeks to give a recap of progress within the SRC WhatsApp platform every weekend. Information is power, and every student has the right to know what the SRC is up to. This will go a long way to make every student feel part of the SRC. What is this point talking about? What is the topic sentence?
Okay, please. So
Because no one will get time to read all this. They want to see bullets because students are busy. Yes. The school has been tagged University of Heat and Academic Stress. So I have to read all this. And what is this talking about? You tell you are writing.
yes,
Whatever you say is what I'm using against you.
yes, please.
No, not against you, I'm fighting you. So,
I get it.
please.
Thank you for that.
So what is this point talking about?
It's just talking about me making the students knowing what is going on in the SRC.
So you are going to ensure effective communication.
Yes, please.
So couldn't have you stated that effective communication? Then I'll see the point. If I know the point, then I come down to come and read. Writing. So this is point number 2.
Yes, please.
So how sure are you? So then, you said, what is the position? What's the portfolio you are buying for?
Provincial SRC Secretary.
Provincial
SRC Secretary.
SRC Secretary.
Yes, please.
Not Hohoe, no who.
Yeah, Hohoe.
Hohoe.
Yes, please.
So Provincial SRC Secretary. In
Yes.
the Constitution, it's written as Secretary. So if given a policy document, and it's written policies document for 2021-2022 academic year, General Secretary. So are you a General Secretary? No. Your portfolio is a General Secretary. Is it?
No.
That's what the Constitution states. There is no name. So then I can't assign it to you. So by mistake, if I say General, because there's a Constitution which General Secretary is the title of the person, is the title of that portfolio, that position. If you think General Secretary, but the Constitution does not say General Secretary. So you have one document, there is no name. The portfolio on it is also not right as compared to the Constitution. You have another document which the name is not yours, and another document so different. So a secretary, and I have these 3 things, and you're going to write a minute, or you're going to write, send me an information. How then do I believe how then should I say it's credible? Convince me now.
Okay, please. Thank you for the question. And what I would say is, we learn from our mistakes. So now that you've prompted me of my mistakes that I've made, whenever, like anytime I leave from, or when I leave from here, I'll go and make corrections so that it won't happen again.
So where in the Constitution?
Yes, please.
But this one, you are coming for a meeting, a vetting. which you want students to believe that you are competent. So certain mistakes at certain point in time. It's not one, it's not two, three. I'm sure if I go in again, I'll find out another one.
Yes, please.
So let's put the mistakes aside. So we said organize an open forum.
Yes.
How? What medium?
Okay, thank you for the question. So the open forum that I'm talking about, it could be physical, as in.
So which of them have you planned?
Okay, what I've planned is making the students come to campus, like Binka Hall. Then.
And I've learned that student participation in activities or program, such as this, is not encouraging.
Yes.
So what are you going to do differently to let them come on board?
Okay, so thank you for the question. Before I went in for the portfolio, I asked some of the students reasons why they don't attend programs. And some of the answers that I got, one is they don't get the information earlier. So I'll base on that, so that if there is an open forum, I'll make sure I will deliver the information to them before the time. Like, let's say 2 weeks before the time.
That is one.
Yes.
What other reason did they give?
And then some of them too were saying, moving from their hostel, for instance, if they don't have most of the times something like this because of lectures and stuff, you can't do it during the lecture.
So moving from their hostel to this place without a lecture is quite difficult.
Yes, please.
But your plan is to do it physical or in person.
Yes,
which
please.
students said you can't do it when there's lecture going on.
Yes, please.
And you can't have all the students at the same time on campus.
Yes, please.
So how then are you going to achieve this policy?
So, thank you for the question. I'll make, first of all, I'll make them know the importance of
Okay,
the.
so then, what is the essence of organizing the open forum?
Okay, thank you for the question. I'm also a student, and I know that we are facing a lot of challenges that it is within us because we have channel of communication. I cannot, if I'm having a problem, I can't just stand up and go to.
Do you know that the whole province, Hohoe province,
Yes, please.
has the right to organize a GA? It's mandated to organize a GA.
Okay,
Oh,
please.
you don't
I
know?
don't know of that. Yes, please.
It's in the constitution. They're supposed to organize a GA. His Excellency. What's the full meaning of GA? Okay, so you don't know that you're supposed to organize a GA where students can come. So, secretary,
Yes, sir.
responsible for all correspondence of the SRC of his or her campus, with the exception of correspondence of the General Assembly. So, and it's under your. So, good. Where in the Constitution can you find the your portfolio?
Okay. Chapter 4, I think, section 27.
So, it's 27, and that is clause 1B.
Yes, please.
And you didn't see General Assembly. And don't bother to ask what General Assembly is.
Oh, okay.
Because if you know there's General Assembly, why then should I organize an open forum again?
Okay, please. Okay.
Okay, so
By my understanding, I thought the General Assembly, it's not every student who has the.
okay, so
Right.
it's a constitution. If they mention General Assembly, then it means that they might have said something about it before. And I'm sure you're a writer.
Yes, please.
And one thing is table of content. Before you read a book, table of content.
Yes.
So there's a table of content which is chapter 3, article 7, General Assembly, which has its composition stated clearly. So if you open, so by mistake, you open article 27, you didn't go to table of content, and you saw something called General Assembly. I'm supposed to find out, do you have a hard copy or soft copy of the Constitution?
Please, a soft copy.
So you know there's a search button.
Please come again.
There's a search button
Yes, please.
where you can search General Assembly to find out if it is stated anywhere.
Yes, please, I do.
So you didn't search for it to know the composition.
No, please.
And you're saying that one of the policies to organize an open forum.
Yes, please.
So then that policy doesn't hold.
Okay. To me,
Because there's a function for the GA. And you're also creating another function. So I think the GA can't serve that purpose.
oh, okay. Can I? Okay, please. As I said earlier, I think the General Assembly, it's not every student who is part
Do
of the
you know
General.
do you know the composition of General Assembly?
No, please.
So if you don't know, don't make certain statements. Students are watching, and they can. I just mentioned that it's chapter 3, article 7. Chapter 3, article 7, page 3. Everyone can open right now, and they are watching. And it's a form of campaign for you that you are competent enough, and you want the student to vote for you.
Yes, please.
And you are telling us that you are emphatically saying that not all the students are involved, but you don't know the composition. So if I read now, and it goes contrary to yours, that means you've lied. And how should a secretary who's supposed to disseminate information is lying? Then how credible is whatever information you are sending out? So do you know? Do you know the composition of the GA?
No, please, I don't.
So then, are you saying that the GA cannot serve that purpose?
Before then, I was thinking, yes.
No, so now, it's not before then. Now you are here.
Yes, please.
And do you know what it's planning? It is bringing the bridge closer and crossing it before you get there. So that's why you have to plan. And the policy, because you come to defend it. So you have to see into the future and defend it.
Yes.
So now I'm asking, do you think the GA can perform that purpose?
Okay.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Yes, please.
So you can't say that we don't know what the composition are. And the composition is, sorry for them, is. So you can't tell me if it is true or false. So answer. Do you think the GA can serve the same purpose?
No, please.
No. So that means the student over there, a student out there watching you, should know that when you organize a GA, they can't come there and tell you their grievances. It's only an open forum that they can do that. Is that what you're telling the students of Hohoe, the good students of Hohoe? Is that what you're telling them? No,
Because
that is the analysis. Is it true or false?
it's true.
They're telling them that they can't make their grievances known through a GA. So the constitution has mandated that every province should organize a GA, but not an open forum. So you say that the constitution is not thinking of the well-being of the students. That the constitution is for the well-being of the students. And that's why they have been grouped, because they have campuses. And it's for the purpose that the grievance of the student can be channeled right from the least person we are considering to the top. So I say the constitution is not caring. So then should throw it away. Should we throw the constitution away?
No, please.
So that means you're saying the GA has no purpose.
And I was
My time is almost up. So let me ask.
okay.
Who is the first female vice chancellor in Ghana?
In Ghana. Professor Jane Nana Ajima.
So
I don't know
if
if I'm right.
Mrs. Jane, is it? What's her name again? Is that so Nana is a surname? There's a truth. I don't know the surname, but these are the names I remember. Then we know that, then the other names more. So when you say Jane Nana, we just started by saying that means Nana is a surname. Nana is a surname. So what's a surname? Okay. So the next question. If Mrs. Jane Mensah is the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Ghana, who then is the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of UHAS SRC?
Okay, thank you for the question. Honorable Rexford Dasa. I don't know if I'm right.
Thank you. On your CV, you stated that as part of your work experience, you worked at Benaga Star Academy School as assistant head teacher. Can you tell us more about that, please?
Yes, please. There is a mistake that it's a private school. I should have indicated that it's a private school.
Yes, but you worked as assistant head teacher.
Yes, please. I
So
did.
you were in charge of teachers.
Yes, please. Oh, it's true.
Wow. Tell us, how was it like?
Okay. So the school is a private school and it starts from crèche to JHS 3. And then the teachers there were like, I think, 12. And then there was a head mistress. So I was working with her. So
Were you working there as an assistant to the headmistress, or were you working there as an assistant head teacher?
Assistant head teacher.
So that was, if we call, well, there's no one here from the school for us to verify for.
Oh, you can.
There's no one there from the school, so don't worry. What is JCR?
G.
CR.
G or G?
J for Jesus, C for cat, R for Rexford. JCR.
Junior Common Room.
So what do they do?
Please come again.
What do they do?
Okay. It's a room that they have a meeting there.
So what are they in charge of? What are the JCR people in charge of?
Please, I don't know.
Okay. So if UHAS was having halls, like normal halls, the JCR are like the executives of the halls, and they constitute the GE of the province.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So the province is made up of executives and the JCR.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, who have you been in touch with the? Have you been in touch with the current secretary of the province?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, please, I have.
Okay. So, what are some of the challenges she has told you she has faced and she's currently facing in the discharge of her duties?
Okay. When I asked him his challenges, the only challenge that he told me is what I said, as in, when you organize programs, the students don't come. So I was asking him why, and he was like, though he has been sending the informations to them, but he doesn't know why they don't come. So I said, okay, if then I'll build on that. I'll work on that. So that's the only challenge that I know he was facing.
Before coming to the vetting, did you read the Constitution? Be
Yes,
honest. You read
Yes,
the
please, I did, but not everything.
Not everything.
Yes.
So which one did you cut off and which one did you pick?
Okay. They later gave us the CI, that's the constitutional instrument. So that was what I worked on.
So you didn't take time to read about the portfolio you're running for and what it entails in the SRC Constitution?
For the secretary side, I did. I read it.
But you know you'll be working for a province, so did you read about the province also?
Not really.
You didn't read about it?
Yes, please.
Okay. So what's that one skill that you think you have gained over the years that will set you apart for the job you are seeking to get into?
Thank you for the question. Okay, so even though my CV, I didn't, or I've never experienced secretarial position or something like that. But I know that, as I said earlier on, that I'm gifted when it comes to writing. I know that will help me with this position that I'm aspiring for.
All right. So, Mr. Atache Joshua.
Yes, sir.
You said when you were coming, you read the functions of the portfolio you're aspiring for.
Yes, please.
Where can it be found, and can you tell me the main function?
Yes. Where can we be?
Where can it be found in the Constitution?
Okay, please. So, chapter 4, section 27.
I'm listening. The main function,
Okay,
or
so-
what you think is the main function?
Okay, so I think the main function is keeping and maintaining true and accurate minute records of preceding executive meetings.
preceding
All executive meetings.
all executive meetings?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a few questions on that.
Okay, please.
So, in answering one of the questions my honorables asked, you said that one function of the secretary, provincial secretary, is to engage students. And because of that, you realized, I think you said something about how you realized publicity with respect to SRC, which is even part of your policies.
Yes, please.
Are you sure that's the work of the federal secretary? Sorry, provincial secretary.
Please. Which of the one that I just stated, or?
Yeah. To engage students in things relating to the SRC.
Okay. I don't know, but what I stated there is communication.
Yes, I mean communication, but communication is engagement.
Yes, please.
So, are you sure that is the work of the provincial secretary?
Yes, please. It's part.
It's part.
Yes, please.
But are you sure that is his work?
Yes, please.
Is that his only work?
No, please.
Who is the one in charge of communication when it comes to the SRC?
Okay. The SRC secretary.
The
Secretary.
when it comes to communication.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'm going to read something to you. In chapter 9, article 73, that's clause 5. Chapter 9. Do you want me to read it or you want to read it yourself? Should I read it for you?
Any you prefer.
Give me a second.
Edit.
73. Okay. That is the editorial committee. But before I continue, do you know who the editorial chairperson is?
Where?
Who?
No, please, I don't.
How does the editorial committee relate with your office?
Yeah, I've just realized something when I was reading the Constitution that
You just realized it. Oh, Kate, I'm interested.
No.
When did you realize it? It's okay.
the first question that you asked that I've
Okay, so chapter 9, article 73, clause 5. The chairperson of the editorial committee shall be the press secretary to the SRC and shall oversee to all the public relation issues of the SRC, including preparations or arrangements for press conferences and the release of relevant information required by the general student body as the executive committee may direct. So can I say that your office, the editorial chairperson, with respect to communication, is your boss? Do you agree?
yes, please, I do.
You agree?
Yes,
So meaning when you release a communique or something that didn't pass through the office of the editorial chairperson, you can be held liable to that.
yes, please, I do.
You agree?
Yes, please,
And you don't know who the editorial chairperson is.
yes, please, I don't.
Okay. How many times have you been in a parliamentary sitting?
None.
You've never been in a parliamentary sitting.
Yes, please.
Why?
Okay.
So if you've never been to the parliamentary sitting and then a student meets you and be like, oh, you are vying for the position of federal secretary, provincial secretary, and I read somewhere that you are supposed to engage students, like you said, communication. So why did our SRC we go on well? How would you answer?
Okay. Thank you for the question. I've not been in any parliament meeting, though, but I've been working with the current SRC secretary, of which he was giving me fair idea about the work.
The current SRC secretary?
Yes, please.
Provincial or federal?
Provincial, the outgoing.
Are you familiar with the federal SRC secretary?
No, please.
Why?
Is it the person or the constitution?
I mean the person.
No, please.
Why? Is he not your immediate executive? in terms of secretarial work?
He is, please.
So why aren't you familiar with him? Do you even know his name?
No, please, I don't.
So you are vying for the position of Provincial SRC Secretary, and you don't know who the current Federal SRC Secretary is. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, Mr. Asache, so
Yes.
I have, let's say, 3 questions, right? First one, this one is not part. What's your date of birth?
19th October 2000.
19th October 2000.
Yes, please.
So again, in the same spirit as the legal advisor said, I can also say that one of these documents is not yours, because on your transcript, the date of birth here says 19th October 1998. And then on your CV, 19th October 2000, which is which?
Yes, please. It was a mistake, so I went to the office. When I went for my transcript, that I saw it, I went to the office, so it has been rectified. So if you
But on your portal, do you know you can see your age when you open your portal?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And what's on your portal?
It has been rectified, so now the current one is there. The correct one is there.
Okay, sure. So, I mean, I was telling others that the office of a secretary in general is one I hold dearly, because it's one office that I once upon a time occupied, not in relation to UHAS, SRC, or anything like that. So, usually, I like to ask participants practical secretarial questions, okay?
Yes, please.
And with your track record in academic and communicative skills, this should be very easy. What is a memo?
Okay. So, I would say a memo is a short writing or short message of a business. Simple put.
So can you, let's assume in the hypothetical world where you become the provisional SRC secretary, can you write a memo, right?
Yes, please, I can.
Can you write a memo
Yes, please.
to the federal secretary?
Yes, please.
You can?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
sure. In writing a memo, there are two kind of, I don't say arrangement, but then there are 2 styles of writing a memo. So the first stop, you know, when we start a memo, the topic is the memorandum. Then we have from, to, date, subject, date, right?
Yes, please.
We have other instances where instead of from beginning, we have to rather beginning than from. Can you differentiate in instances where these 2 are used? Like in what instances?
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, so in writing a memo, I'll use the dean for instance. If the dean is writing a letter to the memo to the lecturers, you start with from the dean.
Why does he do it that way? Okay, so the other sense, so we've ended down 1. We've ended from and to. Now let's go to 2 and from. Why? Okay, now let's practicalize it. Okay,
Yes, please.
you are writing a memo to the local NUC's president, Hohoe campus. From to from, which one would you use and why?
If I'm writing to the
Local NUC's president.
in Hohoe here,
Yes, in Hohoe
Okay.
here.
I will write from SRC, Provincial SRC Secretary to local news.
So in that spirit, you think your office is higher than that of the local NUC's president, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. One more before we move on.
Benaga.
Yes, Star Academy. Again, General Secretary, writer, very important. I don't see any time frame. So, for example, when you talk of the Breman Isukuma District Health Directorate, you place there September 2021 to November 2021. Concomitant Research Institute, you still have a time frame, October 2021. Why don't you have a time frame for the last one?
It skipped me.
It escaped you.
Yes.
So again, General Secretary, your sword is the pen. Anything you write and it has escaped you. Okay, so just, you know the alignment, right? Left alignment, right alignment, center alignment,
Yes.
and then justify. In writing an executive report to, let's say, the federal SRC secretary, which of these alignments would you use in the report and why?
Okay. I'll use lefts.
You use left
Yes,
for the
please.
entire document.
Yes, please.
Entire document, including the topics and subheadings.
The topic I'll use justify.
What is the difference between justify and left alignment?
Okay, so when they justify, it won't be in the center though, but
So when do we use justify?
most of the times, me personally, when I'm writing, let's say a letter, and then it has a topic, I use justify for the topic, and then I use align left for the body itself.
But then if you use justify for the topic, if it's a short topic, for example, introduction, very short, and you use justify, it looks like left alignment. So what's the difference? You know, you can only visualize justify in a main write-up. This CV you have here, did you use, so let's take the first introduction, career objective, just that part. Did you use left alignment or justify?
Yes, I use justify.
You use justify.
Yes, please.
Why? I'm not saying you're wrong or you're right, like there's no correct or wrong answer. I just want to know why.
Okay.
Okay, so back to the question. Why did you use justify here and then in the other instance you use left alignment?
Okay, that's what I was taught. That
Okay, aesthetically, right? In terms of beauty, if
Yes.
you type a document,
yes, please.
1.5 line spacing, left alignment, justify. Which one do you think will make the document look nicer? Just ask it, like in your own opinion.
Is it the body or the?
The body, not the subheadings.
Which one will make it nicer?
Yes.
Okay.
In your opinion, you know, niceness is subjective.
It's the left.
The left.
Yes.
Okay, sure. Just one last thing, right? What is a minute?
Okay. So minutes, as in write minutes, you are writing a minute.
Just give me the one.
Okay.
What is a minute?
Okay, thank you for the question. So minute is, I'll use example to explain. So assuming there is a meeting, as it stands now, that assuming this is a meeting, so let's say the chairperson or whosoever is talking, then I'll be writing that's a minute.
That's fine.
Mr. Joshua,
Yes, sir.
hope you are doing well.
Yes, please, I am.
From the previous statements you made, you said you only took time. Please, can you hear me? From the previous statements you made, you said you only took time to read the portion allocated for stating the functions of the word secretary. And then from your policy, I saw somewhere that you said you will create a WhatsApp platform. That's the means by which you will disseminate your information on what? Weekly basis, that's weekend. I want to ask you, from the constitution, for me, I read that the SRC secretary will be addressing the student populace regarding issues related to the SRC on a monthly basis. So per what you are doing, are you going against the constitution or what do you think you are doing?
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, I think I am not going contrary to this one, the constitution, because assuming there is an impromptu issue in SRC, we can't say we are waiting for the month or a month to come before we address the student. So I think in that case, it is allowed to do such.
Have you attended a parliamentary sitting before?
No, please, I haven't.
So as a secretary, at least you have to do background checks
before you decide to vie for such a position. How many times do we organize parliamentary sitting?
Okay. I was told 2.
Twice?
Yes, please.
For the entire year?
Semester.
For the entire semester?
Yes, please.
Please, are you sure?
Yes, please. If I asked and then they said 2 times.
So, okay, this semester, we are getting to the end of the semester. How many parliamentary sittings have they organized so far?
Please, that one I don't know.
You don't know?
Yes, please.
But I'm going for secretary. We are going for SRC, what? Provincial, what? Secretary.
Yes, please.
And in the constitution, they've stated everything that you need to know within the constitution. Can you outline any 3 aims and objectives of the SRC?
Aims of the SRC.
Aims and objectives, yeah.
Of the SRC, as in not specifically to any portfolio, but in general. Or
yeah, SRC.
I don't know. Also, the SRC, I know that it serves as a welfare to like students.
So I can't hear you.
I don't know if I'm getting the question is not clear.
Do you have the constitution?
Right here.
No, like on your phone anywhere.
Yes, please.
And have you taken your time to go through it?
Yes, please. I read it, but I focused much on the
portfolio. Chapter 4.
Yes, please.
So you've opened a constitution where you have chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the rest, and you jump straight to chapter 4. Meaning the chapter 1, 2, and 3 is not necessary. So they shouldn't have added it to the constitution.
No, please. It's not that it's not necessary. It is. But I read the constitution just once, but for the secretary side, I read it more than 3 times. So
as we are now going to, you want to be in the SRC, meaning the decision-making body, and you don't know the aims and objectives of that kind of organization, how are you going to cope with that?
Please, when I go, I'll go in.
You are not going to learn when you go.
Yes.
So what if you go there and it's a place that they kill people?
Please come
you
again.
Enter blindly. You have to make those background checks before you go, okay?
Yes, please.
And then, with regards to dissemination of information to the student populace, in SPH here we are about almost 1,000, yes. 970 something, okay? And now every month you are supposed to make sure the information in regards to SRC is being disseminated to the student populace. How are you going to go about that?
Okay. Thank you for the question. So as I said earlier on, I'll have a WhatsApp platform for all students. So I'll first put the information there. Then
you have
aside
a WhatsApp
that
platform.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice.
Then aside
do you know the limit to the number of participants in the WhatsApp platform?
Yes, please, I do.
What's the number?
Okay. Before then, it was 250, if I'm not wrong, 258 or something like that.
And now?
Now, I have an app that it's like more than 1,000 people can
So that's
be
the
on.
hacked version?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay.
So, even if I put the information there on the platform that all the students are there, it could be that someone will not have a look at it. So aside that, I will send the information to all the course reps so that they will also share it on their platforms.
Oh, okay.
Yes, please.
How often do you read messages on WhatsApp platform?
Personally or?
You personally?
I do often.
But not all the time?
Yes, please.
Let's say you are in a group whereby we have 1,000 people. Then you just off your data for 5 minutes. You went out, came inside just to pick your phone so that the messages are raised to 1,000. Are you going to read all?
No, please.
So peradventure, within that 1,000 messages, you sent a communique to the student populace. how would the person know that, within the, or you yourself, how will you know that within these 1,000 that I'm skipping, there's an important information there?
Okay. Thank you for the question. So, as I said, is it on the, I said that after sharing the information on the platform that all the students are on it, I will still send it to the course reps to also share it to the students. Because, for instance, in my class, we have one page that it's only the course reps that they are allowed to type over there. So in that case, that platform, there wouldn't be loaded message there. So if the person goes there, definitely the person is going to get the information.
And my last question, okay. Not every student is having an active WhatsApp. Okay, some have problems with their phones, so they are using the keypad. How would they get access to those information?
Okay, thank you for the question. I think even though it's not like when you get to level 200, some people stay alone. So I would say some people will get the information from their friends, even if they are not on the platform or they are not having WhatsApp or smartphone. That's one. And then someone who is staying alone too, definitely the person will come for lectures. So such information which is important, I think the person will definitely get it.
But there are certain instances whereby people don't attend lectures and so I didn't know that they've rescheduled the class. So maybe I would advise you that we have notice boards. Because when you are going to write exam, they just paste the list and we will go and check. So at least you can also use what? The notice board so that it will favor those who don't have what? The smartphone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for your advice.
Thank you very much. Please, do you have any words for the panel?
Okay. What I would say is I'm very grateful for your time and then the questions that you've asked me. We learn from our mistakes, so you've helped me to know that I still have or I still need to work harder because I was working hard, so I have to work harder. So that's what I would say. That thank you very much for helping me to know what I didn't know at first.
Thank you so much. So you will kindly look at the camera and say a few words to your well wishers out there. It's an opportunity for you to campaign and let people know your message, but in some few minutes.
So I'll first say thank you to each and everyone who had the time and the opportunity to watch me. And what I will say is that even though I'm the only person aspiring for this position, but without your support, I can't make it. So I'll still need your support. And then I'll also say that as you are preparing for, or as it's time for your exams and you are preparing, I wish you a very good luck. Thank you.
So much and have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Mr. Odinakachi Joshua. Please,
Yeah.
did I get the name right?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, Mr. Odinakachi Joshua.
Odinakachi Joshua.
Odinakachi
Yes,
Joshua.
please.
Okay. Please, kindly tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm by person Odinakachi Joshua.
Please, can you speak loudly?
Okay, I'm a person of Odinakachi Joshua. I'm a level 300 nutrition student from Provincial Health and Allied Science. And I've been able to hold up some position which have developed my skills and ability to lead. So I can say that I'm a good communicator, and I'm a team worker also, able to work with pressure at any time also. So I think that this is a brief thing I can say about myself.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so I've seen that you were a class teacher,
Yeah.
Victory International School.
Yes, please.
Please, how was it like being a class teacher?
Okay. It was quite challenging at the first instance due to how I talk and sometimes how to handle children at sometimes. But along the line, I grew up with the challenge, and I've ever loved the job. It's one of the things I've ever loved doing. Yeah.
I've seen that organizations, founder and nutrition and health initiative.
Yes, please.
What do they do?
Okay, this another aspect that I came to dream about, and I'm trying to actually socialize it. Nutrition and health is all about sensitizing people, educating people, and making people to change to a good healthy lifestyle, which is all about public health. So that's what brought about that. And I think I've been moving on with that ever since.
Okay. So, what motivated you to vie for the position of the Provincial SRC president?
Okay. Actually, this is a very nice question. And this is an aspect that has been very, very sensitive to me. One of the things that motivated me as a leader, when you come to a setting, the first thing you find out is the problems and how best you could be able to contribute your quota in order to either solve the problem or to help solve it, so that when others are coming, they will see a footprint where they can build on. So I think this is a cute thing that motivated me to vie for this position.
Okay. So, looking at your policies,
Yeah.
I just want you to tell me a bit about no more screenshots.
No more
Screenshots.
Okay. When we came to level 100 back then in 2019 till date, whenever maybe we view our portal, our results, we take screenshots of it in order to make reference or to send to people outside the vicinity of the school. Now, this is a problem because if maybe you are varying, or you are applying for scholarship and something, you need, or a company is sponsoring you, you need to always show your results in order to prove. You need to start undergoing long process of getting your transcripts. Okay, so instead of that, there should be a better way of doing that. So other universities, once you go to your portal, you have a portion whereby you can print. But there, it will be notified that it is unofficial. So you can use it to do whatever you want to do. So that's what came about. No more screenshots. Yeah.
So my other panel members will continue with questions.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Mr. Joshua.
Yes, please.
Once again, good evening.
Good evening.
Hope you are
Honorable.
well.
Yes, please.
Okay. I reviewed your policies, and
Yes.
there's a section stated policy on sanitation.
Yes, please.
Then how is the sanitational issue in Hohoe campus? How is it like?
Okay. This sanitation issue on Hohoe campus, I would say that it's going from better to better, or from good to better. Okay, because when I check down there in 2019 and where we are today, it's been a better upgrading. And the past leaders are trying their best in order to bring a good environment in terms of sanitations. And I think it's a way of making more progress in order to actualize where we are aiming at public health of features.
Oh, okay. And I
Yeah.
see there's a place you stated that replace damaged bins and make provision for additional ones to be placed at vantage points.
Yes, please.
But when I look around, I can see that all our dustbins are in well shape.
Actually, some are not in well shape. Like there are some dustbins around that you need to step on in order to throw, instead of you picking up the covers. Those are not working also. We need to change them. And some of them in the vantage points, we have another places where I think dustbin should be, so that when you are passing, you could easily through than walking far distance.
Oh, okay.
Yes, please.
Please, can you tell me who is the current Vice Chancellor for UHAS?
The current Vice Chancellor for UHAS is Professor Azoto.
Vice Chancellor Professor Soto.
Azato.
Aziato.
Yes, Azato.
Male or female?
She is a female. Yes.
Now, I can see that there are places where you said the voice of SPH will be heard at the federal level.
Yes, please.
Does it mean throughout all this while, all the provincial presidents from Hohoe, the views they air at parliament are not being heard?
It doesn't mean that. Actually, the voice of SPH is being heard absolutely. Okay, I will speak from the time I've been here. I've witnessed a lot of SRC presidents that hail from UHAS campus. They are trying their best, but here comes in a play that more efforts need to be made. So in pushing, they have their ways of pushing, and I think I have to build on that.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
My last question.
Thank you.
On the policy on health, there's a place that stated that we shall collaborate with NUCS and advocate to see that most students within our province are enrolled in the NUCS Life Insurance policy.
Yes, please.
Please, can you throw more light about that policy?
Okay, based on my research, I realized that there is a life policy that has been going on, and it's carried out within NUCs. And my counterparts at the other universities, they have been experiencing it, and most of them have rolled into it. So I think that there is a platform whereby when I collaborate with the NUCs, the NUCs will be able to collaborate with the national NUCs in order for us to bring that policy and make it a play here in UHAS, SPH.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Odinakechi.
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. So
It's a
I just have about 3 questions. I want us to do it very quickly.
Okay, thank you very much.
First up, I read, vehemently supports the examination review committee and make useful suggestions to improve upon the current system which frustrates the academic lives of our brilliant students. To this end, we will advocate for the timely release of results, transparency and easy access for all students that wish to see their exam scripts.
Yes.
I have like major issues there, but let's just focus on the very last one, okay?
Okay.
I want to know, what is the current provision as stipulated maybe in UHAS convention, UHAS handbook, with regards to students like having access to marked examination script? Do you know that?
Please come again with your
What is
question.
the current process, right?
Okay.
Involved in case the student wants to see the examination script or whatsoever. Maybe they feel like the results that is being portrayed on their portal is not a reflective of what they had written in the examination. What is the process?
Okay. Taking a quick look, the last research I make. Here comes a play that any individual or student who wish to, or who is not satisfied with the results, they need to apply for a review of their paper, which that application will go through the academic board, and after they'll call the students before they.
Okay. So if I cut you short, it's not because you are wrong. I just want to, I've gotten what I want. I just want to move ahead.
Okay.
Don't you think, or to the best of your ability, why do you think it needs to go through all this process? Like, in your own opinion, do you think it's relevant that it goes through all this process? That the student cannot just stand up and go to the lecturer and request to see his exam script?
Okay, I see it's very, very relevant for a student to go through this process.
Okay, so
yes.
If you see it's relevant to go through this process, and we are in a public institution,
yes,
we know how, in quotes, bureaucratic our processes can be. We know academic affairs, they don't meet every day. So as and when they meet, and then it's presented to them. I want to understand, with all this bureaucracy that exists in our institution, right, consider the fact that we're a public institution, how are you going to facilitate this? Like, I want a practical process.
Okay. Thank you very much. Here, SRC acts as an advocate and a mouthpiece between the body of the school, the students and the administration. Okay, so how to see this very feasible is having a dialogue, okay, and active, and we will be able to show the student population the feasible ways, like making it a practical way.
Sure.
Okay.
Moving on to point number, you didn't number your policy, so I don't even know how to.
Okay,
1, 2, 3,
okay,
4,
okay,
5.
yeah.
Point number 5.
Okay.
Advocate for student representation on the academic board as a key decision-making body of the university.
Yes.
I want to understand the feasibility. Okay. So this aligns with an important recommendation and statement made by the new Vice Chancellor, Professor Electoral. I want to understand the feasibility. Student representation on the academic board.
Okay, actually, presently, there is a student representation in the academic board. Okay, so you want
So
to
you're
know
saying
how
there is no-
feasibility?
there is no representation
No,
currently.
no, I say currently there is.
There is.
Yes.
But then you're saying advocate for student representation on the academic board.
Yes.
If there is, why are we requesting for again?
Advocating there, what that simply means is that, okay, like making those over there more active, okay, by
So, like
communicating with them.
saying
and
what you are saying in a different way, that supposed, like, I mean, the representatives on this board, right? Those supposed to represent the students, one way or the other, are not living up to task, right?
Okay,
No, I want a yes or no answer.
we wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't
That
say
yes.
So they are living up to tax. So if they're living up
Yes.
to tax, then what's the essence of this policy again?
Okay, there is it's saying that if your best is not best, then you need to put more effort to make your best.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Last one. My last question, then we move on. We shall advocate for the refurbishment of lecture rooms, theatres, and surrounding facilities as washrooms for more effective lectures and presentations.
Yes, please.
I want you to give to the House, like in 30 seconds, the processes involved in that will be involved in achieving this particular policy.
Okay. Number one, in achieving that policy, you need to have it. This starts with the school administrator, just like the school officer and the dean, in order to make that possible also. Yeah.
So, Joshua, right?
Yes, please.
Your surname, I might not be able to pronounce it, so let me keep the Joshua. I hope you're okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, so what is your source of authority?
My source of authority is the SRC. As an SRC provincial president is the constitution.
So which part of the constitution gives you that power?
Okay, Article 26.
26.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go. You did very well, both first semester and second semester.
Yes, please.
You brought policies, and I had difficulty reading your policy.
Okay.
Because the reason why they are not numbered.
Okay.
Initially, I thought that when you leave, you press enter and leave a space. That is point 2. I found out that even explaining, you still leave a space. So then I can't even count. But you know, presentation of these are all probably part of academic writing.
Okay.
And your presentation as a president in communication, this is how you're presenting your policy document to us. So I'll show you that when you come, you can present your information, your advocacy. Because you are going to the management, you're supposed to send a document. How sure are you they're going to send a document which is readable?
Okay.
I'm finding it difficult to read. And I can actually start, the camera, you can see how it has been arranged.
Okay.
So give us the assurance that we send a readable information to management.
Okay. Over the years, I've been writing, and I've held positions and then everything. So if perhaps this one is not having numbers, as you said, and it's not organized in the same manner, then I think the judge should be able to work that at that part.
Okay. So you said there's already defeated your point that there's someone already on the academic affairs in terms of the school.
Yeah.
So then that point of getting someone on board does not hold anymore, is it? Because there's already someone there. The constitution mandates someone to be there. So what are you going to do different now?
Okay, I didn't say that we'll get someone on board.
So you see, a policy, they are not even numbered. So please, can you help me with that part? So advocate for student representation. It means that currently there is no one. If you are advocating for something, it means the thing is not there. Isn't? No, good. You are offering public health.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of advocacy.
Yes, please.
So if people are using mosquito nets as it should be done, is there need for advocacy?
Okay, if people, okay, when we are talking about relating to the mosquito net to this, okay, to this, okay. Now, when we are advocating of something, we don't really mean that the thing is not there. Sometimes that it is there, but it's not well
so tell
done.
me what is not well done? That you are advocating for someone, no, you're still advocating for a representation.
Yes.
It's even from the person is not doing the work well.
Yes.
So it's a different thing that you're advocating that people use the net and people should have the net. Do you know are two different things altogether?
Yes.
So there's someone there and he's not working. It's different from advocating for representation. If it's advocating for representation, that means there's no one there. But if there's someone there and he's not doing the work, it's a different thing.
Okay.
So it means that that policy actually does not hold because there's someone already there. Let's agree to disagree and let's move on. If you agree, agree. If you don't agree, let's move on. Because your feasibility, I'm assessing you based on policy, feasibility.
Yeah.
And that policy, there's someone already there, so you can't advocate for representation because there's someone already there. Do you agree? Then that is not a policy. What you want the person to do something extra.
Yes.
But that's not representation. So do you agree that policy does not hold?
Then I think that I'll make a correction there in the sense that it still holds.
So what is the current system? How is the current system of our examination review committee affecting brilliant students?
Okay, as I made mention, if you check how it goes down to explain it.
So tell me,
I was talking.
No, listen.
Yeah.
You correctly said brilliant student.
Yes.
You have selected a portion, which is brilliant, not student. Yeah. Brilliant student. It means the person is performing academically well. So if they don't release results on time, and I know I'm brilliant, why should I be worried? How is this frustrating them? You didn't say student. You selected brilliant student, and the person is already brilliant. Are you not brilliant?
Okay.
Are you brilliant?
Yes.
And you know you pass an exams, right?
Yes, please.
So are you worried that the results are not released? But those are not brilliant are not worried.
Please, the word brilliant there, I use it as a holistic approach for the entire populace.
No, brilliant has a meaning. So do you want us to check Oxford for the meaning of brilliant? And it stands for entire populace.
Perhaps I used it as an adjective.
Yeah, an adjective. It has why it's being used, and does brilliant stand for entire populace?
Okay.
Per the definition or by Oxford Advanced Learned Dictionary. Okay. Is that a definition for represent the general populace? It's a group to describe particular quality. So it means that they're non-brilliant people. Because if you have brilliant, that means you have non-brilliant.
Yes.
You meant to use beautiful, that means they are ugly.
Yes.
So non-brilliant, that means they're non-brilliant, but we don't care about them.
I assume that.
Please, your policy is
yes. To answer you, I assume that before someone will be admitted into UHAS, that the person has made the qualification criteria for admission. So hence, he's brilliant.
People have made criteria, but do people fail? Do people waste a paper?
Yes.
So we are not. You're brilliant here. Are you basing it on WASI results, or the brilliant here? You are basing it on the results they are getting.
It's really relative. The word brilliant I'm using there is really relative.
Relative.
Yes, like I don't know how to make you understand.
So you said, do you know the process that go on in renewing your national health insurance?
Yes, please.
What's the process?
Okay, you know who are the national health insurance. You need to go to the office
Renewal.
Yes, either you go to the office or you do it through your
going to the office
handphone
and doing
yes.
it online.
Online.
Is there any difference in the outcome?
Okay, in the outcome is the same.
It's the same.
Yes.
So
please.
why are you saying, and it's what they have been advocating for, that our comfort of our home, because
Yeah.
of been the pandemic, and I think one of your experience, COVID-19 something.
Yes,
So
please.
they are advocating that people stay at home and just do it online. And
Yes,
through
please.
text message.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you going to help people renew it then?
Okay, sometimes it comes with a cost.
But it comes to a cost. Are you going to pay for them?
We might not pay fully for them, but them will be a
Whose money?
subsidy.
Okay, sorry. If I cut you short, I've gotten what I need.
Yes.
Whose money are you going to use to pay?
Okay. This one, the parliament have to allocate. Some. Yes.
So, you think Parliament will sit and allocate funds to renew? So, how many students do you have on Hohoe campus?
That is
how many students?
1 week. We have over 1,000 students.
1,000 students.
Yes.
And so far as you're doing for Hohoe, Hohoe will also decide to do it.
Okay.
And everyone wants to renew their national health. If 90% of people have national health insurance, and we are 7,000, that means 6,300 students have national health. And how much does it cost to renew? Tell me the cost of how much. So you have 6,300 students. How much does it cost to renew your national health for a year?
It's about 20 cities thereabouts. I can't
So let's give it 20
specify.
cities.
Yeah.
And let's multiply. So that means 12,600 Ghana cedis.
That's why I say that
No,
there
wait.
will be a subsidy.
So subsidy.
Yes.
So if you divide it in half, that is 6,300 Ghana cedi.
Yes, please.
From the SRC coffers.
Yeah.
To cushion students to register their national health.
Yeah.
Do you know the current state of UHAS SRC funds?
Okay.
Yes or no?
So
Before we continue.
The current state, I can't give.
So now you don't know the current state,
really
but you are making a policy, which minimum is about 6,300 from the coffers.
Yeah.
Do you know that whether the SRC is owing or that is not owing? Do you know that?
I have.
You now have no idea about it.
Yes.
So
They've not released an official statement yet.
So you don't have any idea. So I'm coming. In the Bible, they said no king goes to war without planning.
Yes, please.
And you want funds, and you don't know the current state of the SRC coffers.
Okay.
And you are making a plan which the minimum cost is 6,300. Do you think this policy, yes or no? No, I'm not done.
Okay.
So yes or no? I'm just telling you what you're supposed to do. So do you think this policy is feasible?
Yes, in that sense that.
Oh, I said yes or no.
Okay. I wanted to explain.
Oh.
Okay.
So, who is the first female vice chancellor of Ghanaian University, of the Ghana University, the first female vice chancellor?
Okay, the first female Ghana vice chancellor is Professor Ajipong. I don't know if I'm getting the pronounce Ajiman, sorry.
Ajiman. There are a lot of Ajiman. So is there something that when you point to
Jane?
Okay. So Mrs. Jane Mensah, sorry,
Okay.
is the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Ghana.
Okay.
Who is the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of UHAS, SRC?
Okay, it's Mr. Dance. See, something Dancy or Dancer. Please, I may not get the pronunciation well. Yeah.
On your CV, you stated that the deputy chairman of the Provincial SRC Financial Committee. Are you still serving in that capacity, or you've handed over?
Okay. As currently the deputy chairperson of this one, I've already spoken with him that I'm stepping down. I've spoken with the chairperson and the Provincial SRC president.
So currently you are still serving as the deputy financial chairperson.
Hypothetically, yes.
And you don't know the coffers of the SRC accounts.
The coffers really right now hasn't, a statement haven't been given, but that's within the province, yes.
So you know within the province,
Yeah.
they are still part of the SRC.
Okay.
And you surely get to know of the federal because you will be asking for money from the federal.
Yes.
What's the current state of the SRC coffers?
Okay. I can actually give a figure right now. Okay, because we were
We want you to, if you don't know the figure, is it good?
Okay,
Is it fair?
it's
Is it
not
bad?
good.
No, I'm giving you, is it good? Fair? Bad? So it's not good, does not make it either fair or bad. So what is
Okay.
it?
I would say it is fair.
Okay, Mr. Joshua.
Yes, please.
You made mention of where in the SRC constitution guides the provincial president.
Yes,
you made mention
please.
of
Article 26.
26. Okay, so over there it states that you shall be the spokesman of all students in a particular campus, right?
Yes.
So do you think okay, let me go like this. When we say spokesman or spokesperson, something like that, what comes into your mind? Like, what do you think about it? Like, spokesman of a group of students?
Okay, talking about spokesperson of a group of people is you being their ears and then relating exactly what they want to the very body they need. Like you are an intermediate. That's what, as a messenger, you carry plain air, you analyze it, you scrutinize it, then you bring calls. I'm not the only one in the decision making.
No,
Okay.
I asked whether you are the one who solved that problem or you present it to another board for them to solve it.
I present it for us to solve it.
Okay.
Yeah. An active communicate for sports and physical fitness. Okay, here we are talking about public health, whereby...
No, before I continue, are you
Okay.
the one who is going to establish that committee, or you are going to give it out to, let's say, a board or the SRC to do that?
Thank you very much. The Constitution gives the General Assembly, the chairman, and the executive the honor to appoint. So its suggestion will be made. They will scrutinize the person and empower we all.
I don't get you.
You don't still get me. Okay, I'm saying that
Okay, have you ever attended a GA meeting before?
yes, please.
Okay, and you know how they go about with the processes over there?
Yes, please.
So who is the chair for the GA meeting?
Okay, the chair of the GM meeting is an appointee. Okay, and he's also in charge of the general meeting, who is not an executive designated by the Constitution.
Wow. Okay, my last question. So, per what you wrote under the policy on sports, you mean there is no active committee for sports?
There is committee for sports actively. Even last weekend, which is yesterday,
So then
there was sports
So
activity.
then you establish another active one to add up to the active one we have already, or how?
Okay, the word establishing an active one is a term that I use to describe like another plan or phase of that same committee, in the sense that we have, if you read the constitution, when you go down, I explained whereby every month or once in a month we go out for sports training. So this will involve the entire population, not just one specific people. Maybe I play football, every time we come to play football, no. So I think that is what I meant there.
All right, Mr. Joshua.
Yes, please.
Per your policies.
Yeah.
You said you will advocate for the timely release of results, transparency, and easy access for all students that wish to see their exam script.
Yes, please.
So, the transparency.
Yeah.
Kindly elaborate on it. What do you mean by transparency in results? Are you trying to say that, like, there's some kind of frauding in releasing of results, or what? What do you mean by that transparency?
Okay, thank you very much. A lot of UHAS, especially SPH students, don't know how their gradings are done.
How their gradings
are done.
Please, do you have a student handbook? Do you have a student handbook?
Yes, please.
And do you know that on the open section 8, the grading system is in the student handbook?
Yes.
And you are saying the students here do not know how the gradings are done.
Actually,
No,
I'm talking about the practicality, because I've been a course rep. Okay.
No, but you know,
yes,
the school has this, and the grading is in this.
It's there.
And if the student do not know that there's grading in this, what are you going to do to help them? Because the school has given this to them.
Yes.
So, and they don't know.
You have
a document.
Them.
No, they have a document.
Yes, please.
This is a document that binds them. That if they do anything and it's not in this book, they can be rusticated or punished or suspended.
Yes, please.
And they don't know what is in this book.
So, you mean, which level are you?
I'm in level 300.
Level 300.
Yes,
so you
please.
mean from level 100 till now that you are in level 300, you don't know the grading system that we use in UHAS?
I did not say I don't know.
You said a lot of SPH
I say
students.
a lot
Is that not what you
of
said?
SPH students. They come asking you. They come asking you, how is it done? How is it? So you always run them through the process. Okay? And moreover, we are in a world that a lot of people have information right within them, yet they don't know that that is an information to them. It happens everywhere.
Okay, so you are a class rep. Is that not it?
Yes,
okay.
please.
So, per what you said some of the students have been coming to you.
Yes.
Asking how the grading is being done, right?
Yes.
As a class rep, what did you do about it?
As a
grading system is not done by students.
Yes, please.
You understand? Not even by lecturers, right?
Yes, please.
So as a class rep, what is your mandate to do in that situation? What are you supposed to do?
Okay, I refer them to the handbook. And
handbook?
Yes.
You did that?
Yes.
You did that?
Yes.
So you knew that the grading system was in the handbook. And you stated it here that you elaborate for transparency. Fine, I understand you. You said they don't know how the grading system is being done. So how do you relate it to the results?
How do I relate it
so
to?
Does it mean that you, as you are here right now, your results, okay, your result scripts, you don't believe it? You think maybe the ICT personnel or who? How? Explain it. Victimized like how?
Okay, perhaps.
Wait. You know that at the end of every semester,
Yes.
let's say I write an exams and I'm not comfortable with my results, I can do a follow-up for remarking, right? What are the processes? If someone is going for remarking, okay, I know I did well, I wrote well in the exams, but I'm getting D or C, and the person comes to you as a class rep that, please, I want to go for remarking. What are the processes? As a class rep, what would you do?
I will tell the person to put it up in a writing and make a copy to the head of the department and forward it to the academic affairs.
Okay, so you initially said you referred them to the handbook.
Yeah.
And right now you are saying that the original or the official way of doing this is by telling them to put it in a writing and send it through the right channel, through the head of department, and then it goes, right? So how do you imagine the two? You are saying two things here. So what do you do? You are saying you, okay.
And please, we are live, okay?